Satnam, hello.
Satnam.
Satnam, I apologize for being late. A few little things happened. So, who's here? Who's here? Hi, Hargotham, welcome.
How you doing?
Yay. Good, real good. You?
Great.
Good. Now, who else is here?
Puddinbeer Car from Phoenix.
Pudding Car from Phoenix?
Puddinbeer Car from Phoenix.
Puddinbeer Car.
Beer.
Welcome, dear.
With a B.
Uh-huh. Welcome, dear.
Thank you. First time.
Oh, good. Now, who else is here?
Satnam.
Oh, it was Satnam. Welcome, dear.
Thank you.
Glad to hear you. Okay, who else is here?
Carol from Juneau.
Hi, Carol. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. And who else is here?
Guru Atma.
Oh, hi, Guru Atma. Welcome. And who else? Anybody else? Oh, Sadakal, how are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania today.
Oh, you went up to see your family?
Yeah, sure did.
Well, good for you. And how's the Bambino coming along?
I think real well.
Oh, I'm happy for you. Good. Mhm.
It's a blessing for sure.
I'm sure it is. And who else is here?
Good evening.
Hi, dear.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Are you still traveling?
I am. I'm in the Sequoia area. I saw those amazing giant trees yesterday.
Wow.
Amazing. And I will, I guess I could tell you now. I was very surprised when I went to see those trees. Usually I rely on things like, on trees like pine trees, to be a great support and blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And yet this time when I touched the pine trees, which are different than the redwoods, they were in such pain and grief. I was so shocked. And they all seemed to speak with the same voice. And they said that they are in pain for the portion of their... They said that they're all connected. But they kept talking about the polar cap is what they kept calling it, and that there's such disintegration in the life cycle due to that. And yet when I touched the sequoias, they're about 2,700 to 3,000 years old, and they were like grandfathers. They had that feeling or expression like grandfathers, and saying that they had been through so much that they were not saying that things would be not to minimize it, but that they had seen so many cycles. So anyway, I did heart breath for the pines, thinking I'm just such a little being here, but it seemed to help, so I'm going to suggest that everybody do heart breath for the earth and all the consciousness of the earth. Okay, who else is here?
Honey Munder.
Oh, hi, Honey Munder. How are you?
Pretty good.
Where are you?
At the cabin in Holman.
Oh, okay. I'm keeping track of you. And who else is here?
Harry Inder.
Oh, Honey Inder from New Jersey. Welcome, dear.
Yes, thank you. How are you?
Good. Was it your wrist? Is your wrist healed?
Yes, I took the cast. I'm exercising it. Yes, all good. I'm so happy now.
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you.
And who else is here?
Suzanne.
Oh, Suzanne, welcome.
Yeah, hi.
And who else?
Lucinda.
Lucinda. Oh, how are you, dear?
I'm pretty good.
Good. Are you still going through PTSD?
Yes.
Oh, bless you. I hope you're doing plenty of heart breath. We'll include you in it today.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And who else is here?
Ranjit.
Ranjit? Howdy, girl.
Hello.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. And who else?
Samas and Rahmani.
Ah, the Sowards. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. And who else?
Siri Gian Kaur from Juneau.
Siri Gian Kaur. Oh, good to have you, dear. Good to have you.
It's lovely to be here.
Oh, good. I was thinking about you the other day. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to give a big hug to everybody who's on here. This is a big group hug, okay? Okay. Good. Okay, and please sit straight. Long, deep breath. And really relax in that long, deep breath. Good. And now, at your third eye, relaxing your third eye. Remember, the relaxing is what allows you to go into your soul. And we're going to fix this feedback problem after we tune in. Long, deep breath. Relaxing and really understanding where we're going here. We're going into Om Namo, which is the infinity as it relates to creation. It's a very incredibly conscious and sacred place. And inhale. Deep breath. Long deep breath, and now please begin heart breath. That is, on the exhale, feel as though the air is coming out of your heart center. That's it. Keep up. Good. Feel your heart open. Feel the blessing. Good. And now please send this beautiful heart breath, the energy of heart breath, for each one of us. Each one of us who is on this phone call, each one who will listen to it, feel that blessing of being. The being as is sharing this one light body. Good. Keep up. And now please send your beautiful healing breath. Your beautiful healing breath, which is actually propelling healing prana, is what's happening. Please send that to all of the animal and vegetable kingdom and mineral kingdom who are in concern, who are in doubt, who are in consternation and grief. Good, and keep that up. But at the same time, also include all the people of the Boston area, everyone who was affected by that event, and that includes many, many people around the world who are affected. And as we do this, let's also give thanks for Mr. Obama and all who could turn a potentially fearful event to one that we understand our strength. That is so important and necessary in these times. Turning fear to strength. Okay, Baba Siri Chand says, and that, my dear, will be your roles in the future. He says, turning fear to strength, to inspiration, to hope, to love, to kindness and caring is who you are and what you are about. If you're a spiritual seeker, you must, when threats come, you must not jump out of your body. You must not. He said you must stay in your body. You must stay in your body, stay totally present and aware. Hold on. I'm just going to mute everyone, and then when it's time to talk, press *6 to unmute yourself. Hold on, please. Okay. So he says, please gain that pure potential. Please gain that pure awareness and knowledge. He says, when these events come, when any event comes that worries you, he says it places a heaviness on you, He says, immediately begin this long, deep breathing and heart breath. He says, in that condition, you may process the grief. You may process the fear. He's not asking you to squash it, to suppress it. He said that would be disastrous. He says, but he is asking you to process it from the higher vibration. He says in that way you can move through it. He says then you can use the overtones and the undertones of that feeling, of that vibration. In other words, all of creation is of various vibratory harmonies. So he's asking us to put ourselves back into a harmony that is totally connected rather than being disconnected in any way. He says, do that now. Do that now. As you know and understand, he says, I live the God that is you. I live the omnipotence that is you. He said, and I'm asking you, sir, what does that mean? He says, another way to say that is you are living the omnipotence that is me. Again, you are living the omnipotence that is me. In other words, he says, you have heard this over and over again, that in fact there is no separation. He says, there are tentacles and tendrils of energy that are known as points of light. He says, but those are you. He says, we are all points of light of the immaculate, incredibly vast, unknown vast consciousness of the Almighty. He says, and when we are at our best, we are in the total harmony of all the harmonics. He says the problem comes, the pain comes, the separation comes, is when we move out of that system of harmonics. He says heart breath will bring you back into that harmony. It will bring you back into the concordance of the symphony orchestra. He says, when you do that, you will no longer be like those irritating car alarms that go off and nobody turns them off. He says, so choose. He says, choose. He says, choose what is your record, what is your way. He says, and when I say record, I'm talking about training yourself. He says, in such a disaster, in such a difficulty, he says, that's not the time to begin training. Oh, my dear. He says, could you imagine a really incredible martial artist who has never trained at all and then winning the battle? He says, well, he says, that's sort of on the ridiculous side. So he's asking you, each one of us, to train ourselves, to go to our core. And from our core, do our training. He says, now your daily training, of course, begins with your early morning sadhana. He says there is nothing to replace that. Nothing at all. He says your early morning sadhana is the backbone of your life. He says then, as you go throughout your day, allow the harmonic vibration of that, of all that you earned and gained within your sadhana, and that would be, again, by the untangling of those things that thwart you, so that you have been rewoven, You have rewoven those threads that previously were tangles into a new amalgamation of harmonics in which you are fully connected, all within your own total focus of light, within your total being, so that the harmonics are set up to be powerful, to be just, to be neutral and kind. He said in spiritual parlance, this is actually what is called love. He says, you understand by now that what we normally call love is often things such as attachment, setting up a system of hooking each other. In other words, if I do this for you, you do something for me. He says, that's not love. He says it is checks and balances, but it's not love. He said, now keep up the heart breath, please. And train yourself. Train yourself. He said, in your imagination, allow a difficult experience to happen now. Breathe. Breathe. Inhale and begin your heart breath. Begin your heart breath and bring your soul and body together. Together. Breathe. He says, know yourself as the infinite present in Mother Earth, grounded in Mother Earth right now. He says, you've done this many times. Send your energy right down to her core. Hold yourself. Hold yourself in her arms. Do not let go. Train yourself. Breathe. He says, the pity is that oftentimes when we get scared, we quit breathing. He says that is absolutely the opposite of what you need to do. The opposite. He says, or your breathing gets shallow. He said, instead, do your heart breath that is based in long, deep breathing. That is conscious use of the prana. Conscious use of this healing. He says, instead of creating or joining into the epidemic of horror, he says, instead, pull all together into the epidemic of healing. Do it down, please. Keep up. He says, you are totally gifted individuals. He says, do you know how far along the ladder of evolution you have come? He says, you must not jump out. You must not jump out. He says, you have put yourself here for a very intended and important purpose. You are not a victim. Far from it. He said, if you are listening to this call, you are healers. You are healers of all different sorts, and you, in your infinite wisdom, have taken on all different, he calls it responsibilities of errors. Sir, what are you talking about? He says, in your conscious evolution of mind and spirit over the ages and in this lifetime, you have taken on great difficulties. Both as being the perpetrator and both as being the victim. So that you could understand who you are, so that you could create the bonds and then break the bonds through the healing. He says, feel that process, and now allow yourself to break those bonds now. In this moment, break those bonds and let the information, let it resettle. The experience, let it open up and resettle. in a totally free and accommodating way. Do that with your heart breath. He said, as you do this, that is where your strength comes from. That becomes a building block of your strength, of your kindness, of your awareness. He says, of your master harmony. Breathe, please, and feel. Feel, know, be sensitive to this master harmony. Be aware of it now. Bringing in all the vibrations, allowing it in its greatest, highest, most wise concept, bringing in all the vibrations, all of the knowledge, all of the bits of wounding that are now free. They are free. They are not held down by the, he calls it explicit pain of wounding. He says they are no longer bound. He says, please open them, let them expand to infinity so that they may reweave into the consciousness, into the hallowed consciousness that you know yourself to be. This knowing is much greater, much deeper than that of your mind. Allow your consciousness to know it. He says you may feel wisps of it, but allow it to occur. Allow yourself to be rewoven, basically into the Ekankar, which is the infinite as it reweaves itself into this open harmonic of earth creation. Breathe. This is your place on earth. This is who you have destined yourself to be. Do you understand? You, in your greatest wisdom, in your soul self, in your infinity, have destined yourself to be. He calls it to be this impenetrable light. Sir, why do you call it impenetrable? He says because in this light there is no darkness that may penetrate it, because all is light. He said it's a simple axiom, very simple. Be that incredible, powerful, relaxed, yet forceful, harmonic, of wisdom, of brilliance, of your sun self. Keep up the breath. He says, shine like the sun. He says, when there is a difficulty, when there is a problem, when there is a tearing apart, immediately do heart breath. Focus into the sun being, the sun bearing, and allow that to process. Allow that to process that which needs to be mended, that which is discombobulated, that which is torn apart, and that which is confusing or victimized. Do it now, please. Use your breath. He says, this is your warrior training. This is it. And as you do this, he says, as you do this, as you allow this impenetrable brilliance, he says, don't make it happen. He says, because you throttle down the power of it when you make it happen. He says, relax into it. Relax into the awareness. Allow it. He says, this is heroic allowing. heroic allowing. In this state of brilliance, he says, and now allow that to penetrate those who would partake of it. You are not forcing it on anyone. He says, but it is as though you are bringing water to the desert. Breathe. Remember, stay in the center. Stay in the center of your sun, in the center of your brilliance, as the light shines in every direction. But do not go out of your center. When you go out of your center, you go out of your chamber of brilliance. So even though you perceive horror in other people, you feel divine compassion for others, it will not help if you move out of your center and into the other person's pain. That only means that you cut out the light for both of you. Do you understand this? This is an extremely important point. Breathe. He says, in your words, this is often called empathy. This is often moving out of your center to totally take on another person's pain is often called empathy. It is often called compassion. It even passes for love. He says, you are disabling yourself when you do that. Be very firm about this. You are disabling yourself, your own, the sunlight that flows through you when you move from the center of your own sun to the brilliance of your own soul in order to feel the other person's pain. Instead, stay in your own brilliance and allow the brilliance of this light to move to the person. Do you understand this? Allow your brilliance to fully move to the other person so that they may be fully bathed in it. Please do that now. Is there someone that you may like to send this brilliance to? Would you like to send it to nature? To those poor aggrieved pine trees? Good. Keep up with your heart breath. This is the essence of healing. This is the essence of stability. And this is the essence of reweaving the majestic harmony that is creation. In this way, you are totally generous. And totally generous, but taking on the other person's pain cuts your ability. Spreading the light increases not only your ability, but the other person's ability to feel the light. This light then can create a resonance to open their light as well. In this way, it becomes a chain reaction. As you know, you are all light beings, sent to be healers in this time, and this is how you do it. Allow your kindness to open in this way. Allow all to be fed this extraordinary nectar. First, it was allowing it to flow through yourself in your brilliance and flow to others. What seems like others, what passes for others, but in fact they are all aspects of your own self. If you, how can I say, if you look at the magnitude of consciousness, that is why the pine trees were suffering for their brothers and sisters that are on the other side of the planet. They are one. They recognize that. You are one. You are one. You are one with your species. You are one with your planet. Keep up the divine heart breath. Keep up your brilliance. And know who you are. Let go of any doubts. Just let them go. Just forgive them. Just stay in neutral. It's neither I am a healer or it's like I could never be that healer. It's neither one. It's like, oh, I came here to do healing. Let me do it. Let me allow it. Breathe. Good. And feel your experience. Know your experience in every bone, every tissue, every molecule, every bit of your consciousness. Good. Know it. Let it flow. And inhale. And exhale. Good. And now, he says, my dearest being, now. Now is the time to open up, to allow and express what comes through you with no judgment. No judgment of high or low, in or out, right or wrong, none of that. Just please, from your heart, please share your experience with us. Oh, and you're going to have to choose *6 in order to unmute this thing here. Okay, who can share? Who can share? Okay. Sadhanam, can I ask you to share? *6?
I don't know if I'm a good candidate today.
No, it doesn't matter. He said don't judge.
Well, I was kind of gifted this morning with a space of complete silence.
Ah.
And so I guess words aren't really working for me today. That's why I say that.
I see. I see.
But I have been noticing that pretty much every thought is a conflict. You know, like we decide to do this and then we go, well, should I do that? Or is this right, or am I doing the heart breath right, or should I be doing this, or should I? And that's like glue that gets us stuck. Instead of flowing with the energy.
Keep going.
And even when you said something about breaking the bonds, and we seem to have made these negative commitments with our past, that it can be on even an unconscious level, like my mother had cancer, therefore I'm going to have cancer. That's a negative commitment that we have made, and that these negative commitments can be broken with a declaration, like you told us to do.
Baba Siri Chand, yeah. Go ahead.
And these commitments come from the thoughts and words that we gave to ourselves.
Right.
And not from like heredity, not from even past life. It's because we have given those words and ideas to ourselves. And we repeat them over and over and over again, either on a conscious or unconscious level.
That's right. That's right. So Baba Siri Chand is saying now, he's saying, every word that she has spoken is pure truth. He says, please take it in. Please take it in. And allow any of those thoughts that she's talking about, allow it to come up. Be conscious. See it peeking out. He says, and forgive it now. Forgive it now. Allow the bond to be broken. Use your heart breath. Now, Sadanam, is there anything else?
Just the important thing, I think, that you were saying about being in the higher vibration, even when you try to do this. Otherwise, when you try to break these negative commitments, when we're just in a low mood, a low vibration, that's where the conflict arises, like I can't do this, or should I do this, or should I not do this, or this doesn't make sense. So we need to move to that neutral mind. And when we're in that space, that's when we do it, like you were saying, like the training.
Oh, the training is to move to that neutral mind.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, but it's when we're in that space, that's where the real release comes. I mean, we can practice when we're, in that training mode to break these bonds, and we shouldn't stop doing that, these negative commitments. But it's when we actually reach the space that is at this higher vibration that the healing happens.
That's right. And that's what we sometimes call the soul dimension or the soul space. But it is entered by allowing, accepting everything to allow us to go into that purely neutral space. Right?
Yes.
Wonderful. We're just letting people experience that now.
And once you get there, don't screw it up. I mean, enjoy it. That's what I've been doing, It's just like don't even bother with some of this stuff. Just to enjoy that neutral space.
Oh, that's great. Get to know it, love it, be it. Let it be your natural.
It's a gift.
What
it's
is?
A gift. It's our heritage.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much for what you brought to us.
Glad to share.
Bless you. Okay. So, who else would like to share? Don't forget *6. Hargoben, would you like to share? Hargoben? Okay. Ranjit, would you like to share? *6?
I'm here.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. For me, I think the thing that was most touching and most teaching to me today was the light that was in us. I'm trying to remember now because I'm a little spacey.
Okay.
That to stay in our center. You know, and all of this was part of our warrior training, and it really did feel like a training. Although it was a very soft training. It was very deep, and I think for us to stay in our center, it was a good practice for me, and it will continue to be a good practice over the next few days. My sister-in-law is very ill and is in the hospital, and I was doing some Ayurvedic pranic healing on her the other day, which did definitely seem to help. But I think that this about staying in the light, I think what happened is I got rid of it real quick, but I think I took some stuff on for me. And the training today was, it's always been like maybe you're going to get a little bit of that, but then you're going to be able to just get rid of it very quickly. But what I learned in the training today is that I don't need to do that, that if I stay in my own light and really never move out of that I will still be able to help another person, but also maintain my light. I don't know if that makes sense. I know what you were trying to say was if we stay in that, then otherwise I'm not doing good for either one of us. If I step out of that. So then there's no reason for me to take anything on or to feel any pain at all from that we can both benefit from that healing if I remember to stay in the center of my light.
Excellent. I'm so delighted, ecstatic that you got that.
Thank you.
This is the sort of what you're describing is what many heartfelt and compassionate and sensitive people do, but you have described that it doesn't help. It's short-lived and it trips you both up. But now you know. Now you know.
I do. Now I look forward to being able to. I don't really look forward to going into a hospital because the energy there. Anybody knows that has to go in there. The energy is extremely heavy. But I look forward to going back in there again with this, with my new information, and to try it out and to make sure I stayed centered and tied into Mother Earth, so I'm being held in her arms as I walk through all of that and stay in the center of my light. So I'll be looking forward to seeing to trying that out and to experiencing it and living that today.
Well, we would love it if you would like to post the results on our Soul Answer page.
I will do
our
that.
Facebook page.
Okay.
Okay, that would be great.
Right.
Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you.
And for those of you who don't know, we have a Facebook group page. It's at facebook.com/group. I think it's groups, GROUPS/Soul Answer. So come and share. Come and share. Now, who else can share?
I think it's me, Siri Gian. It's Suzanne.
Oh, yes, dear.
Hi. I've wrestled all week with what we talked about last week. And this week it just came to me, and today really brought it together. I felt very much unworthy and...
I'm sorry, say it again.
I felt very unworthy about when we went to Rashi, I think that's how you say it, with doing the work that we have to do. I felt like I don't qualify. I didn't have enough information. I don't know enough. And now it's not about what you know. It's about being open to being a vessel or being open to allow that healing or energy to come through, and it's not about me. It's
Yay!
Did that take too long or what?
Well, maybe you got it deeper.
Okay.
Oh, God, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How does your heart feel with that realization?
Oh, definitely lighter, because I felt like I can't get it fast enough. Gosh, how this is a lot of work. Oh my gosh, how are we going to learn it? And
exactly.
Right. It's very freeing to just go to trust it, just to trust it.
Oh, good, good. And it's all in the works, and it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you, dear.
Thank you.
Very happy for you. Okay, who else can share?
This is...
Well, did two people speak up? I think I hear Rahmani. And was there someone else?
I'll let Rahmani go.
Who is this?
Well, this is
Carolyn?
Lucinda, but I want to let Rahmani
okay.
go.
Okay, so I'm going to take you right after Rahmani. Okay. Okay, Rahmani.
When Ranjit was talking and she said everyone knows the energy in the hospital is very heavy, I could see the echo, the reflection of the part of me that looks at these travels I'll be doing in the summer and thinking, oh, the energy in the airports is so heavy. And when she said that, what I saw was that the energy around the hospital was all light. And so it was it was so beautiful, because I have been doing to say the energy is heavy is to be in a context that includes the hospital but doesn't go beyond. And Tomas has a phrase that I love that is, vastness relaxes taxing attachments. And so when I went outside the hospital to the vast heavens and the earth underneath, the heaviness in the hospital was like this little speck of
this little what?
A little speck of heaviness in this huge ocean of light. So
how beautiful.
Yeah. So that was very nice to have that experience. And I also wanted to share that I really understood the frustration that I put myself through when I expect people that are suffering, that I want to help, to respond to anything I say. But when I just forget trying to say anything to them, if they're making it clear that they can't hear me, and I just do the heart breath, then it's so much easier for me. And whatever they do with it is their choice, but it sure was helpful for me.
Oh, that is a monumental truth, Rahmani. I am so happy you shared that. That is so important. And thank you. And I love, say that again. What is Tomas's phrase?
Vastness relaxes taxing attachments.
Vastness relaxes taxing attachments.
That's it.
So right on. Thank you, Tomas. Okay,
Keep
Lucinda. Great. Lucinda.
Well, I appreciate everyone sharing today so much.
Yeah. Mhm.
It
Go ahead, dear.
It just helped me to realize that the beauty is there. The beauty of the light is the vastness is sparkling. It literally sparkles for me. I see the beauty and can rest in it, in the light. And when the earlier callers had said that they didn't have to do anything to heal somebody to make it happen, that all they really needed to do was just be in that beauty and in that light that is there. Just the truth of that kept going through me.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Everybody send heart breath to Lucinda right now.
I'm just so thankful for that.
Wonderful. And can you relax in that?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And see yourself as the light.
I realize that my vibration will heal people with my presence without having to say a word, as Rachmani said.
That's right.
Tomas is right on.
That's right. We just allow it. We allow it. Of course, we do our heart breath, we do our sadhana, we do our work, and we allow. That's it. And because of all that you've been through, as you heal, that becomes an even greater, how can I say, a stronger vessel, stronger mechanism, a very specific mechanism to allow the healing light to flow through. So, may I say that Lucinda spent how many years in the prison? 2?
2 years and a month.
2 years and a month, because she was wrongly accused. She was wrongly accused, and yet what she did as a substitute teacher was she compassionately, quickly healed a child, and the child didn't know what to do with that information, and so her family turned it around and accused her. So, nobody needs to know. Just be your light. Just be your light. God bless you, dear. And thanks for what you do. And thanks to all of you for what you are. Remember, you are these warriors, and this is your training to stay flowing in this vibration. So, God bless you all. We come to the end of our hour. Bless each other. Just be in your light. Bless each other now. Isn't it fun? Okay. Palms together at the center of the chest. Long, deep breath. And inhale to begin. Beautifully sing to one another and receive it from one another. May the long, kind sun shine upon you, all around you, and the pure light within you, guide your way on, Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Inhale. And bow to the innocence and the holiness that flows through you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. Keep up your training, and we will talk again next Wednesday. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.